his life was to give him guilty of that person. And it just came to a realization. I mean, we're just gonna keep it real here, right? Before we started our production company with my husband, I was first getting together, getting all this, the book written and getting off the ground. And I'm like, hey, I need you to pay, the publisher today. And then I'll be right back. I gotta take my sister some money. He's like, wait. Like, you paying somebody else's bills, and you ain't got no money. It was like, but I have you. He's like, that's not how this works. So you literally have to learn how to take care of you, or you can't take care of anybody else. And I was guilty of that. But it's a necessity. It's not a guilt. It's not a selfish thing. Like, you can be burned out to the point that you guys have the ladies programs. Look at my babies. I run a youth program called the Great 48. So I'm taking care of all these kids.
You're strong, you're strong, you're strong. And you know, I even tell my kids that, I used to tell my daughter that, like, you're strong, and I'm like, whoa, you know, it's okay not to be, right? It's okay.
And can I touch on something that Shonda said?
Yes, absolutely.
Us being strong was sometimes a personal choice, but most of the time it was forced on us, like she said.
Yeah.
And we're not even blaming our men, because the system literally created the prison system to break down the black family.
Yeah.
So they take all the men away, right? The women have no choice but to be strong. And by the time the men return, we don't have any respect for them half the time, because we've had to do this so long.
Right.
And the half that ain't in prison don't want to do their job. So we're stuck in the middle. Either way, we're stuck to do it, because it's always for parents. I was taught when I was a child, mama's baby, daddy's baby. Whether daddy show up or not, mama has no choice.
Right.
Some mamas ain't doing it either. But for the most part, mothers show up, no matter what the circumstances. We get it done. I know the women at the table,
Yes,
that I know
yes.
personally, we don't get it done. So a lot of it wasn't
Even when the
about-
kids are wayward.
that's a
I'm talking less.
Yeah.
okay, you can switch the subject.
Yeah.
Can I just say something to what Sean said? You said, the prison system, but it even goes back to slavery.
Right.
Families
that-
being separated,
so,
and then
you're
the
right.
welfare system, and
Yeah.
then prisons for profit. You know what I mean? So it's been a
You're
long,
correct.
vicious cycle.
Prison was the next. Slavery was the first prison.
The first.
right?
So, so that's a long, that's like generational curses, you know,
Yeah.
of us
Yeah.
feeling like we had to be that strong person to take care of everybody.
Right.
And then we don't even go get checkups, you know what I mean?
You know, the beautiful thing about all that though is, we have the power to change our narrative. So I'm so
That's
happy
it.
that
That's
you're
right.
having this conversation, because that's the key, right? We were tricked to believe that we had to be strong, and
That's
all we
it.
have to do is change, you know, my motto is change your mind, change your life.
There you
All
go.
we have to do
All
is change our
completely.
mind.
Yeah.
That's it.
And my motto is your future is forward, but even more deeper than that, it is saying desire
Oh, absolutely.
and to family. And
Absolutely.
It's just, it all goes back to faith. It all goes back to that, you know, like slavery, prison, and it's more black than
Yeah, keep it real.
And
I
it's our
worked in the prison
mentality.
system for
It's
10
our
years.
mentality.
We make up even though we make up less the population, we make up most of the prison population.
Right.
It's not even an even number. It's so uneven that it's crazy.
Right.
It's literally another form of slavery.
13th Amendment.
That's it. And if anybody is listening, especially our black men, there's no way to beat the system. No way, you know the best way to beat the system is stay out of
stay
it.
out of it.
You will
Stay
never beat
completely
them.
out of
Stay
it.
completely out of it.
Yeah. So now when we get to the point of, how do you differentiate the difference between true strength and the trauma response that looks like resilience? Because we so many times want to look at this and say it's strength, and but really it's trauma, but we think that we're being resilient over it when we're doing nothing but adding more trauma to it.
Well, I tell my women in my coaching program that you have to heal.
Yeah.
Completely.
You have
First
to
step.
heal, and you have to be honest, and it's important to be in a safe place.
Yeah.
Because we mask so much, because it's women that now, at 40, are just now telling their story about being molested, or being.
At 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the number one thing is to truly heal.
But you can't heal if you don't face it, so you gotta first face it so you can heal from it. That's true.
Well, that's literally why I wrote my book. You know, my book is an autobiography, and until I released that pain through writing, counseling, and that's why I made it a part of the TV series. The counseling is so important, because a lot of black people shy away from it. They look at that as a weakness. I wouldn't survive without it. So I encourage people, go talk to somebody. Like you ladies have spaces, and sometimes it's not a registered doctor, it's not a licensed therapist, it's not even a pastor. Talk to the lady next door who's probably been in trauma. You can talk to your sister, your auntie. You don't have to go sit on somebody's couch to release what you have to say. Just make sure someone's not going to be further damaged, and that allows you to release in a safe place, because you don't want a sounding board. You don't want somebody to go run and tell your business as soon as you're done.
Yeah.
Father traumatizes you. Someone, like you ladies said, the course of this conversation safe.
Yes.
Releasing, admitting, releasing, and rebuilding. It's how you become, you know, the woman that you were meant to be.
Yeah.
So who are each of you when you're not trying to fix or, what is her name that,
Diana, fix my life.
no. Oh, no.
I don't know.
She said, "Oh, no."
No, what is her name? Oh my goodness, they used to come on the show. She had to go and fix everything. The president, who was on the tip of my tongue. Well, anywho, we are not gonna walk around here trying to fix everybody else's problems
Right.
and situations. So who are we when we're not trying to fix them?
I have a problem with that. I am the fixer. I am the fixer. I am the person that has solutions to problems, you know. And sometimes people have said to me, I don't have any compassion because I don't want to hear your pity party 3 times. This is what we gonna do.
That's right.
You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
Like, you should do this, you should do this, you should do that. And it's not just that I think I know it all, but I have, you know, we all have spiritual gifts. So one of my spiritual gifts, one of them is words of wisdom
Okay,
and knowledge.
okay.
So it's not just me saying, do this, it's the Holy Spirit telling them to do this, and this. You know what I mean? But some people are not ready, you know?
You got that right.
And sometimes we just have to go before the Lord and ask, show.
Daughter might be into that.
Okay.
So I think they appreciate it, you know, I know that they do, but I think that, sometimes I neglect doing things for myself because I want to know how it affects them.
Okay.
And even though I'm a good big sister, sometimes it becomes a burden, you know, because you're hindering your own life. Because some things I don't do because of them.
Okay.
Because I love them and I don't know what they would do without their big sister.
Wow.
So every decision I make is still kind of, you know.
Circling around there.
Circling around
Same. It's a part of my character, personality, my God-given gift to help. I
The
can't.
gift of help.
I mean, even, as parents, you can never really turn it off. My children have saved me so many times.
Girl.
Last 26 years, I went through a lot, and if it wasn't for my children, I probably wouldn't even be able to be sitting here. Like,
Wow.
just, helping and making sure that they're good. Okay, what's my next move, what I'm gonna do, like, the hustle and bustle, and just getting things done. So, I'm the fixer, that's my driving force.
Olivia Pope, that's what I was trying to
Okay.
When you said it, it came to me. So now, this part we're gonna go into is really like the legacy, the lie, deprogramming the generation. So this question is a little deeper, but yet, we're gonna respectfully unfold it. So we often inherit the survival tactics from our mothers or women of the family. Because I don't want to just say mothers, because some people were raised by aunts, grandmothers, the lady next door, whomever. How do we honor their resilience while refusing to carry the same trauma that they had to endure?
Well, like I said, my mom, she's an addiction, but actually, she taught me, it's just ironic, right? She literally taught me everything that I know, and I think if I had a different mother, I would be as strong as I am.
Okay.
So even though it was bad, I can't say maybe my life was bad, it was very bad. I also don't think I could create companies, raise kids, and do the things I do if I didn't have the mother that I had.
Okay.
That life taught me to be resilient, and when I looked at her, I don't care what, she always bounced back. Like the lady would not go down, okay? So she taught me how to be strong. So I think in her honor, I don't know, I see it may be a blessing and a curse. Because no matter what happens, I come back to it. No matter if it's good or bad, I'll come back to it. And she taught me strength. I don't think I could have been the person I was without her.
Okay.
So.
Well, my grandmother, had me when she was like 16. So my grandmother was like a mother as well.
Okay.
And I was still in the house with them. So I just look at both of them. My grandmother's still here, my mother is deceased. But I would say that I had about 12 good years with my mom. And then after that, my dad got a divorce and my mom was doing her own thing. And I became like the mother for my little sister. We're 7 years apart. And finally I called my dad and I was like, we used to call my dad every day and say, Daddy, can you bring us McDonald's? Daddy, can you come pick us up? Can you do this? Can you do that? His whole answer machine was me and my sister. And that last call that I made, the fixer, I said, Daddy, can we come live with you?
Wow.
And my dad was there when he got off and came and got us and we lived with him. And so my mother, but she had her problems. My grandmother was, I'm gonna make it short, an alcoholic at one time. My mom was the oldest child. She had to take care of all her siblings.
Okay.
So when she got her freedom,
Ripple effect.
it was like, whoo, her and my dad divorced, and then she was a free woman, and she met this guy, and we didn't care for her, and I don't think he cared for us, And so that made me the mom that I am today.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That my children are my everything, and I couldn't even imagine putting somebody before them in that way, where you're just never there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it, the husband, the wife, that comes first, but what I mean is neglecting your children to be in the street or to be wherever, doing whatever. But that also, I believe, was a generational curse.
That was broken.
That stops here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It stops here. So that makes me the most proud because I know that she always told me, before she passed, you're such a good mom. I'm so proud of you. You're such a great mom. Oh, she loved her grandchildren. She was really good to them.
Yeah.
Because by then she was clean.
I speak of that in my book. My mother was a great grandmother, because she was cleaning everything by the time she passed. I think she poured into my kids everything that she didn't give me.
Okay.
I know that for a fact, and that makes me in turn takes care of her children.
Okay.
Mhm. So, yeah.
Yeah. My mom comes actually with that emotional protective from me. You know, my aunt went on to corrections because of my cousin, I call him Cousin Bro, because we were supposed to be raised in the city.
We got a few of those.
And, you know, they say your cousin's your first best friend, that's true. And, I never seen my mom cry until I was older. I never felt the ripple effect of not having no lights and not having no gas, you know, like, now that I'm older, I do like the times we had no gas. The furnace is out, heat that water in the microwave, you know what I'm saying? Then I get older, I'm like, man, we ain't had no heat, you know, but she did what she had to do, we always had food, you know, so, only thing I think for me changing is the communication. She didn't communicate a lot. I think the first time she told me she loved me, I was like 26 years old. I'm like, wow. Like, she's like, you love me, I'll take care. I'm like, I never heard you say it, you know, but I don't have no stories like that. My mom was just a single parent. She worked, like, I learned everything. I learned all the necessities, how to clean the house, how to cook, ironing and cleaning because my mom's at work, you know, helping take care of my brother, you know, just doing domestic things around the house. She taught me what, cause she had to work, you know, so I think the only thing that communication, cause I think I was telling a guy like, yeah, when we grew up, it was like, Mom, why is this? Oh, cause I said so. You know, and it was just like, okay, like that's it, you know, but other than that, like, she just kept going, you know, she's still going and going, so.
But I'll touch back on one thing that she
Yeah.
said about being a good mom. I find myself overcompensating.
Yeah.
I had to, well, actually, me and my husband reconnected, and he had to show me that. I mean, I never want my kids to feel why, never. And it turned from being a good mom to kind of being borderline, like they ran the house. So
Okay.
I had 3 girls at the time, and if they wanted 3 different restaurants, I would go to all 3. Like I was that, so one time, he was living in Buffalo, I was in Alabama, he came to visit, and so I asked all the girls what they wanted, everybody wanted different things. So after the first restaurant, I went to the second. After the second one, I went to the second.
What you doing?
I pulled out this list, I'm like, well, this one, he said, give me that. And the second restaurant, he called and said, oh yeah, because the first restaurant didn't have what the first child wanted. And I called and said, you want to make, he said, give me that. He snatched that paper, and he called all of them, he said, this is where we at, now pick something up the menu. Boy, them kids was hot. They didn't like him. So, but that's when I had to learn, like, I'm doing them an injustice, right?
Yeah.
My 26-year-old can't boil water. I did everything for that girl. She works now, she has a degree, she's in college, she don't get her paycheck, she's very responsible, she pay every bill on her own. She can't boil water, baby, don't know how to cook. Because I literally I did everything for her. So,
Because we cheat them out of the gift of struggle.
And not only that,
Because I didn't want to feel
overcompensating for
that.
being a single parent. I know for
Yeah.
me and my story, like my 17, she never caught a bus.
Yeah, that's my 18.
And
It's
it's
21
driving
year old
me crazy. I mean, now she has her license and she's doing good. Like, she's the top of her class. She's amazing. She does eyelash extensions. Like, she's great, but like.
But a lot of their struggles come from us overcompensating.
Compensating.
Overcompensating.
No, a lot of them not knowing what struggle is.
Right, because we cheat them out of the gift of
Yes,
struggle.
yeah.
And that's something I can say,
He
that
said,
I
your
know
kids
that
gonna
I've
be in
done.
for a rude awakening. I said, your kid, that's your daughter too. Jamila had a BMW at 16. He said, now what her husband supposed to do?
Right.
You ain't giving him nothing to reach. She don't want a Rolls Royce when she turns 21. So literally, it was a lot of overcompensating, but I didn't want her to feel what she said, never caught a bus. Baby, that's all we did back in the day.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I didn't know what a car was.
My daughter never caught the bus either. She wanted to, but I was like, no.
Listen, we was running late
No, ma'am.
from school, and she was having a little accident. I said, wait a minute, didn't that school give you a bus pass? I said, I let her off at the Amherst station. I said, now catch the bus from Amherst to the Yukon Walk School. When I say she called my mama so bad, He called an Uber from the Amherst station to the Utica station to go to school.
Oh my goodness.
I said, you gonna get home, you gonna run today.
I had my way, my boys wouldn't have called it either, but they refused. They was like, Mom, we catching a bus with our friends.
Good, I wish I would have.
I was like, okay.
So now when we look at all of these things that have happened, for all of you, why is it that we are the first one people call in a crisis, but the last one that people will check on to see if you have eaten, sleep, or cried today?
Well, real quick, I'll answer that. It's simply because they don't think we need it.
Yes.
They never saw a vulnerable side of us. It's not
Yes.
always disrespect, it's not in a mean.
Exactly.
They don't think you need it.
And not only that, God made us all individuals different. And I really believe some people just don't have it. Like, we are the helpers, we are the fixers, we are the doers, and there's other people like us, but the people that we take care of and surround, they don't think that because they're not wired that way. Like, they just don't have that. And they don't think about it because it's like, we're always there. Now they think about it when they need us because we're gonna make it happen.
Because I know they can make
Oh,
it
they
happen.
can make it happen.
Yeah.
And once I switch that, I mean, I used to, my whole schedule. Who cook? Oh yeah. Knowing I had to wash clothes, I needed to start dinner. I insert them in it, and then I don't have no time to do nothing I need to do, and I'm struggling.
That's right.
But it's like, I really think that, honestly, people are not wired like that. You know, and it's not, it's like, I don't think it's intent.
No.
Oh, I ain't checking on them. I really think that they really believe we
She's
got it
fine.
all together, and we're okay, and we don't need that.
Partially, I think it's my fault too, because
Yes.
I don't tell anybody anything until
Yes.
it's over.
Yeah.
And they be like,
I don't want to know.
you was going through that, you don't look like what you've been through. Yeah, because I just go through it.
But they all can't handle it.
This older gentleman used to say, how you doing? And he told me this, like 21 years old. He said, I don't complain because it doesn't do you any good. Half the people don't care, none of that, they don't fix it. And I was like, wow, like that was really deep for me. So I try not to complain a lot because it is true. Half of them don't care and half of them not gonna fix it. So
Or half of them gonna go gossip.
thank you. So we keep it to ourselves, but nobody checks on us, and that's a real thing. I don't know if any of you ladies ever watched the series Being Mary Jane, right? They ran an episode. Remember they found the lady dead on her couch? She'd been there for 3 years. It was a true story. It was a magazine article on it. The only
Oh
reason
my goodness.
they found out she was deceased was the cable company came to repossess the equipment. And she
After 3 years?
after 3 years.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of apartment building she lived in. You might smell that. But she was on the couch.
No,
They
man,
found
no,
her.
nothing.
No, they found her deceased on her couch. Look that up. Anybody listening, or if you guys look up that episode.
Wow.
For 3 years, and that it was a testament that we're so out of touch with people. Like
Wow,
we're just
that's
so out of
crazy.
touch. She lived. She thinks she had a sister in a different state. But in 3 years,
But
if
still,
I haven't
you-
called my sister, I mean,
But even the mailman, if he's delivering
That's what I
mail
said, the mail.
I don't know.
and it piles up like something, wow.
It happens
More than we think, and that made me research, and that's what made
Can
me
I tell you a quick story? about
Yes.
that? I was dating this guy, and he was like, he wanted to go visit his dad in Mississippi for Thanksgiving, and he was like, I want you to come with me, I want you to meet my dad. I was like, I can't leave for Thanksgiving, my kids will kill me, I gotta cook. So he was like, come on. I said, no, I'm sorry. So he wound up not going. Now that's November, right? So then I had a dream that, excuse me, I was at his father's house who I never met, and I was cooking. And I'm at this strange house cooking for everybody. And everybody in the house is acting real strange. And I'm like, these people are weird. As soon as I finish cooking, I'm going upstairs. The vibes is off, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm cooking, and I kept in my dreams, I'd be talking to myself, I'm like, is this a funeral or a family reunion? And I couldn't figure it out. And then I said, it's a funeral. So I'm steady cooking. So when I woke up, I was like, am I supposed to tell him this dream? I told him the dream. I said, I didn't know, I didn't want to tell him it was a funeral. I said, I didn't know if it was a family reunion or a funeral. He said, I'll call you back. He called me back. His father was dead for 6 months. And the reason why people was acting weird in the dream was because his step siblings didn't call and tell him nothing. They had took his stuff, sold his stuff, all his stuff, you know what I mean? And I was like, if he wouldn't have, you know, he didn't go there for Thanksgiving, and he hadn't, I think it was like June or July when this happened, so all that time his father had been deceased.
Wow. So maybe if it went down there, he would have been able to be here.
He was deceased then.
Oh, wow.
He would have found it.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
So it's in the testament to disconnect. We have
Yes.
to be better to each other as human beings, you know?
just checking in.
Just checking in.
Even, I don't want nothing, just wanna see how you doing.
Yeah.
Just wanna make sure everything's good. Just wanna make sure everything is okay.
I gotta get better with that.
Mhm.
Cause we do.
I mean, I'm good with that, it's just, I don't really have that. Like, for me, I'm checking on people, I call people, you know, people tell me, oh, man, this, oh, man, you always know when to do it, oh, you, this, and then, you know, there's times where it's like, oh, wait, I gotta check on it.
Right. So now, how do we retrain people in our lives to stop treating us like 24-hour service stations?
Boundaries, don't answer the phone.
Oh, I handled that years ago. The only way you can call my house at 8 o'clock is if I know you, you got my blood running through your veins, or somebody dead. I don't play that. Don't call my house at 8 o'clock. I had to learn, that's my family time.
So your boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries, but like she said, don't come to my house at 11, 12 o'clock at night with no food. And it's like, girl, guess what I heard? Call me at 8 in the morning, tell me that, you know? So I had to leave that. So it's really so bad that if my phone rings at 11 o'clock, I start shaking. I know that's how serious I am about my time. My hands, my husband, his phone rings like he a bookie. Okay, I told him you need to turn that off. I don't know how he read, and he answers and he goes and about 2 years ago I had to tell him, I said, you know, you almost 60, right? You need rest. You know, you need to chill, because going constantly is no good for anybody. And you gotta have some resets. But he still really hasn't learned. He's a little better, but don't go to my house.
I'm the queen of boundaries.
Thank
I
you.
am the queen of boundaries, and I get offended when people break them.
Yeah.
Like, because I respect people's boundaries, you know what I mean? So I expect people to respect mine, and again, I go to bed so early, don't I? What? Who is calling me at 11 o'clock? Is somebody going to the ER? Are you kidding me?
That's it.
So they just, you better leave a message.
Mhm.
But if it's an emergency, you need to call 911. I don't know why you're calling me. So I just think you gotta make clear boundaries, because people love to overstep.
Oh, talk about it.
But D&D is my favorite festival.
Yes.
And you know.
My kids drive me crazy with that mess. I don't even know how to work that.
Well, I do it at a certain, I start getting the kids ready for bed at a certain time.
So
I
that
start
you do it at night,
yeah,
okay,
like,
okay.
7, like, it's going right now. So like, you know, nobody can get through, not even frequent callers. I do have a favorite list, like my mother, my children.
Me too.
My best friend.
So if you put them on there, they can get through.
Yeah, so,
I might
yeah.
look on that. I don't.
But other than that, nobody. And I've just become my best friend.
Mhm.
Like, it's so peaceful. And then I do turn it on too, like I have it automatically when I walk into the house, and it comes on, because I need to sometimes be concerned.
Wow.
Cause like, you know, everybody, we talking, we doing this, so.
We got to text Shiloh, even her friends. You can't just call her. You got to text her first. She real serious about hers. Like, I'm like, I'm sorry. to
But then
call
once you get me on the phone, I'm gonna talk,
Yeah.
but getting me on the phone,
I got a friend like that too. She needs to have her answer machine, do not call me back to that mean or. You know, I'll be like, this is important, she's gonna not care.
So now, if you were to stop being the strong one tomorrow, would the world that you know now, would it be safe enough for you to still exist in it? If you were not the strong one.
My world will be safe enough to exist, but I don't know if the house won't be on fire. I don't know if the lights will be off. I mean, I'll feel safe. We might be hungry. Because I got to say, hey, we need to go to the grocery store. I got to tell the kids, Frankie, did you shower? Dude, when was the last time you showered, little boy? He's like, oh. So sometimes I have to turn it off, you know. So I'll go upstairs and just like, please, you know. And then when I get downstairs, it's like, it's a firestorm. But some days we just have to do it. But I still feel safe. Like she said, if it ain't nobody going to be here, if I don't smell smoke, I'll see y'all tomorrow. So some days, yeah, I feel safe. Like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen when I turn it off.
That's why
But I'm comfortable in it.
my mommy moments, you know, and I wrote that journal for moms for having moments for themselves, your room, like you need moments for yourself.
Absolutely.
What is the biggest misconception people have about your strength or your personality?
That I'm mean. But I'm actually, can be, but mostly I'm tough. So that's the misconception that people have, that because I'm stern, you know, that I'm not easily played with, and that's mistaken for me. No, you're just not about to come over and play with me. Find something better to do. But if I can help you, I can. But don't use me. So I think that's the big, when you no longer want to be used or, you know, be the pawn or toy, then you're mean, or you need Jesus. No, you know, I'm good. But you're not about to play with me.
Play Monopoly, don't play me.
That's it. No, try Jesus, don't try me. So I think that's my thing.
Okay.
Excuse me, I think people think that I'm nice. I'm not. I'm kind.
Doesn't matter. That's
Okay.
a difference.
But I'm not nice. And I do defend myself and take up for myself, and people take this smile, because sometimes I feel like I got a permanent smile on my face, and people are always like, you're always smiling. Yeah, but don't get it twisted. You know? So I think that people think that I'm a pushover sometimes, and that I'm just nice, and I'm like, you don't want to see the dark side, you're shy.
Yes. I'm real shy. Like I think not really nice. I think people, because I smile all the time. And how are you on PG? You know. And then when they meet the dawn, it's like ooh, you know. But I just try to let my light shine, and because I know like who I represent, who I am. I think the misconception for me would be that I'm maybe I know like oh she good. No. Fall too, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's for me.
What does your inner confidence look like compared to the version of your confidence that you show the world? Like your inner confidence, not the outer shell that everybody see.
I think my inner confidence is always like, you that girl.
I mean, I'm a bad girl. I was thinking I didn't want to be.
You that girl.
I didn't want to be conceited and say it first. I think I'm a bad girl.
But it's not even
Okay.
like just the outer, it's
But
the
what is
inner.
wrong?
Like,
But what is wrong with you being conceited? It's because to me, we put again a false narrative on being conceited. Because to me, it's not about being conceited; it's about being convinced that you know your purpose. And when you're convinced and knowing your purpose, we're supposed to stand firm, flat-footed, 10 toes down, with what we're confident in.
So-
Having confidence, some people may misconstrue it as being conceited, and it's like, no, I'm just confident in who I
and who I
am.
am and what I do. So I just interviewed my first Hollywood star, right?
Okay.
On my
Yeah.
and so I, confidently, booked her and I sat down for the interview. When I got done, she said, I've been in TV since I was 11 years old. She said, you would think you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
And I said to myself when I was walking to take my mic, you're a bad girl.
right.
Now, can you share who that was?
Shar Jackson, a Moesha.
Woo!
They call her Niecy.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all know her as Niecy back
Yes,
then. But
yes.
I'm doing this new talk show. Charlotte was one of my guests. Maria, you're one of my guests.
Yes.
But we have a Buffalo edition, so we have a North Carolina edition. And she has some ties there. And she said, I'm going to go on tour with them actually this spring. It's
Okay.
Tara Wallace, Shar Jackson, and I forget the other young lady's name. One of them named Toya. And Sherry Johnson. She's
Okay.
also, I think she was on Moesha the Park, is one of those shows. So we were out in LA. I was like, I'm having a problem landing my stuff on a platform, and I don't want to just put it anywhere.
Yeah.
Because when you're about God's business, you can't mix it with no foolishness,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So I was like, Lord, I know that you're saying the right way. So most of the networks that I'm interested in is that you need a name. They're like, your work is good, but you need a name. I don't know no names. I just started, and I was out with her, and I'm like, I really need somebody to come on one of my shows. And she was calling me up. She's like, hey, didn't you say you was filming in Charlotte? She said, I said, I'm in March. She said, well, I'll be there in February. I said, well, I will too. So I took a whole separate trip just to film her. I'll go back and finish the rest of the cast in March. But yeah, she's like, you think you've been doing this 20 years? And I was like,
Wow.
thank you. In her face, I got a bad girl. So
And that's not being conceited.
No, it's being
That's
proud of
walking in
myself.
your purpose.
Yeah.
And that's where we have to learn how to even encourage our sisters when we think that, okay, she's dimming her light. I got to help her light it back up. Because we got to get back to that place where we're pushing each other, push each other into purpose.
That's it.
Because when we turn our backs on one another, we lose it.
That's right.
I think we're one of the worst races when it comes to supporting and self-supporting
Yes,
each other.
yes.
Please don't get there.
That
before
crab
we-
mentality.
Pull your
You
back
can
down.
do good, just don't
be
do better than me.
Probably don't come next to me either. I need you to stay a little bit down here so I can feel like somebody.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
I want anybody I'm connected to, we
To
all
win.
have to win.
That's a fact.
We all have to win.
So
I can't be on top by myself, that's lonely.
Exactly.
So, oh no. So as we're bringing this, our conversation to a close, I want us to just think about something that we can encourage someone that is on here that is listening, that don't know, how to come about having boundaries or how to come about changing that mindset. What is one advice that you could give someone?
Surround yourself with people that want to see. I once heard, I don't know, I think it was Steve Jakes, if I misquoted him, please forgive me if you're listening. But he once said, if you're the smartest person at your table, you're at the wrong table.
That's it.
And if everybody sitting at the table knows God has the same skill, get up and swallow. You gotta surround yourself with people. Shiloh knows how to run a home, and I don't do that, you know. You're running this podcast, you were just talking about rebuilding a building. I have no idea how to do that. So I might one day need to say, Maria, how do I get Brent to build me a building? You know, whatever.
Right.
I might need to open a daycare. Hey, Peach, what do you, tell me how I get started. Surround yourself with people that want to see you win. That would be my advice.
I was gonna say, self-love. You have to love yourself. You can't take care of everybody if you don't take care of yourself. Absolutely. So you have to prioritize your self-love, your self-care, your health, in order to be able to help everybody else, or just, you gotta help yourself first.
Absolutely.
I would say,
I should've went first.
No, yeah, but seriously, know yourself. Like, you take self-love, and don't let anybody talk you out of what you know. And you just keep pushing. Like,
That's it.
your future is forward. I tell my uncle, your future is forward. Don't look back. You have to move forward and literally know yourself. Because, me personally, I'll just snip it up. I knew for a long time that God had something for me, and I've listened to other people. And even, I think I haven't, so I would just say, literally know yourself, spend time with yourself.
Yes.
And get to know you, love you. Don't get no validation from nobody else. If it's not God himself. Like, know yourself. That's what I would
Yes, and with you saying that, I was gonna say, I always say, know what God says.
That's it.
What does God say about me?
That's the voice you
Who
listen.
what has he assigned me to? Who has he assigned me to? Who has he blocked me from?
Yes.
And know and listen. Listen to his voice.
Mary J made that song, Good Morning Gorgeous.
Yes,
Get, that was all
That's
for
what,
me.
listen, my kids told me, they was like, Mom, you could have been rich. Because, for years, I stared at myself in the mirror. They said, Mom, you so conceited, but this girl is bad. Y'all don't understand.
Yeah.
But when she made that song, they was like, Mom, you miss money. Because I would always get them to say, hey, beautiful.
Yeah.
They're like, Mom, you crazy. But I taught them. And now the chicks think they bad, honey. Can't nobody touch it. And where do you think they get it from?
Right.
That's
From their
it.
mama. They get it from their mama, literally. And it ain't about the looks, it's the inside.
That's it.
They're
That's
cute
it.
too, though.
That's
But it's the
That's
inside
it.
confidence.
Yes. Yes, so you have listened to Miss Shiloh, Miss LaShawn, and Coach Peach on Her Story Matters. And remember, your strength is a tool, not a cage. You are allowed to be handled with care. You are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. Until next time, I want to thank you ladies for sharing your story and sharing your truth. Until next time.